Hey guys, welcome to BLONITY. First, my little disclaimer, this is no financial advice, my own opinion and estimates. My estimates could be completely wrong. Don't trust, always verify, understand the numbers, be aware of scammers, and you know the best how to invest your money. Please be aware that I'm invested in Hive Blockchain, Argo Blockchain, Bitfarms, H8, KR1, DMG, and Digihost. Okay, let's jump right into it. Today we had a little sell-off here in Bitcoin. But not that big. I mean, it's minus 2.9%. This is normal volatility here for Bitcoin, but it seems like people are freaking out. They call the end of the bull run or something like this, but we are still at 56,000 and the all-time high was below 62,000. So we are still very high in Bitcoin. Nothing happened here, but yeah, I think a lot of people, they are so fearful, don't understand crypto and they always freak out. I don't know why, but this is crypto. Okay, but then we have these stocks here. They dropped again very significantly, or some of them. We have Hive minus 3%, so that's okay. But HUD looks very weak right now. We had a nice breakout here, then a huge move to the upside, and now we're back at the breakout level here, so that's not so nice. I think people are waiting for some news here from HUD about this Validus partnership or something like this, or about an uplisting. But to be honest, right now it's not the right time to make these announcements. I think we can see Riot announced today a big miner purchase and the stock is minus 9%. So I think right now you can announce what you want. It will not help. The sentiment is not here anymore. We need this new Bitcoin all-time high for this to change, and then you should have this announcement. So I will wait for this. I will wait for Bitcoin to move to the upside here to make this new all-time high. And yeah, then we should get this announcement. And if there are no announcement, then we can be a little bit concerned. But right now, I'm not. I will wait for this breakout here. That's for me the key resistance here at 60,000 or so. So we're still forming higher lows here. You can see it. So maybe we go a little bit here. Yeah, there's also the possibility we go down. That's also possible. You never know. But yeah, it would be very nice to get to the upside because we're in the bull market. And yeah, that would start the next leg up for these companies here. But let's wait a little bit. Yeah, then we can see Argo minus 6, Mara, Riot minus 9, minus 8%. So they have huge drops right now. But they had a huge rise in the last 10 days or so. So they're still very high. Then we have Digihost minus 20%. Okay, this is crazy. They diluted again. They raised a lot of capital again. I'm thinking about buying the dip, but I'm waiting a little bit right now because Bitfarms seems very strong. They do not drop anymore big, so I think if Bitcoin gets a momentum change, I think Bitfarms can make a huge move to the upside. And maybe Digihost right now stays a little bit low here. That's very possible. So I will wait a little bit and try to buy the dip here because that seems ridiculously low in my opinion. Because I think they will do something with the money. I think they will buy some miners or so. Okay, then we have big digital assets. Yesterday a very good day. Today a very good day. So we can see this chart is not dropping anymore. They're only rising. I mean, that's very nice for these stocks. I really like these exchange stocks here, Banksa, Big Digital and Voyager Digital. So they will be definitely part of my portfolio soon when my strategy plays out and I'm back in buying again. So these are these categories I really like. Yeah, and it seems like they're not that... they have not that big drops like the miners in these corrections. So the miners, when they explode, they go big, but they also go down big. So in the last two corrections, so we can see this here. We have these waves here. So it makes sense in these corrections to play a little bit with some other type of crypto stocks, in my opinion. But that's the time right now to make these strategies. I have my strategies now, and yeah, now I'm waiting for all to play out. Okay, breaking. Coinbase just reported 56 million users, 335 billion in trading volume and 1.8 billion in revenue for Q1. Wow. So that is big numbers here. The trading volume and you can see here the revenue, which you can think is a lot of profit here. I think that's more than 1 billion in profits in Q1. So that's a very, very profitable company. I think it should be something like 1.5 billion or so in profit. Yeah, so when this company goes, when this company makes this IPO, I think we will see this 100 billion valuation very fast. So it's going to be difficult for us to buy this cheap. I think I will wait a little bit after the IPO. Maybe we get a correction in Bitcoin and maybe then there's an opportunity to buy this stock. But right now there is no IPO. I think we have to wait here a little bit. Yeah, and on the other side, they say Coinbase says a possible significant drop in crypto prices this year, like in 2018. So, I mean, that's a little bit, ridiculous. I mean, it's always possible that that Bitcoin is dropping. But Coinbase, I know that they have a lot of institutional customers and they want to buy cheap. They don't want to buy high. So it makes sense for them to keep the price low, especially with these announcements here. Some people are, especially the people are new here. They could get fearful and sell because of these news here. So right now, everywhere you hear this fear mongering. I always say, don't look what they say, look what they're doing. And yeah, the industry is growing very big, and you can see Visa, you can see PayPal, Visa, PayPal, all these companies, they're moving in. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, they don't move in because they think that Bitcoin is dropping this year. Okay, let's move on. Especially when we go to these exchange flows here, we can see interesting stuff here. Here on CryptoQuant. So, I mean, that here was huge. This was yesterday. There was this huge outflow of the exchanges of 80,000 Bitcoins. The most of this was Binance. So some people, we never know exactly what happens. Do they move it from one wallet to another wallet? It's obvious here. You can see that the reserves on the exchanges, so these are all the exchanges, is dropping here. And then we have this one here. So now we're at 2.2 million Bitcoins on the exchanges. 1 year ago, we were at 2.9. So some people say this has to do with stable coins and so on. But overall, I think it makes sense that more people are hodling, that these coins, they move into the cold storage. And that should be bullish because it reduces the future selling pressure. Also, we can see here Coinbase Pro outflow. This is an exchange, Coinbase. We know this. We always have these 12,000 Bitcoin outflows. Yesterday, there was also a big outflow here of Coinbase. So I think there's big institutions are buying. I think we will hear soon when we have the next big leg up or so. They will tell us who bought down there and who is now making a lot of money. But they don't tell us now. They will wait a little bit because they want to buy more. We can see these huge outflows here of the exchanges, and the reserves are going down here. Okay, so then we have some news here. Big news here for Riot Blockchain announces milestone purchase order of 42,000 S19j antminers, growing total hash rate to 7.7 exahash upon 2022 deployment. So they're thinking for the future. I think they're not concerned about the bear market. They know they have the most efficient miners and the cheapest electricity prices. So in the bear market, the efficient guys, the cheap electricity companies, they survive the bear market easily because they can increase their market share in these times. And they can mine more Bitcoin because the less efficient miners, the small miners, and they don't understand the business, they will drop out, and these guys here will increase the market share because then the difficulty drops. But I think in 2022 the difficulty will only rise. We saw this in 2018, and this will happen again because we now see that a lot of companies are purchasing miners for 2022. So the difficulty will not decrease then, I think. Okay, so they have this huge purchase here, these S19j miners. I think these are already 5 nanometer chip miners, so that's the latest generation. It's 138 million US dollars from Bitmain here. So the price is very good here. You can see this. It's it's like I think 3,500 US dollars or something like this per miner, which is, I mean, the spot prices for these S19s is now 10,000 or so. So that's a very cheap price. I mean, Mara bought, 3 months ago or so, they bought at 2,400 or so for each S19. So it's now more expensive, but for the market right now, I think it's very cheap compared to other companies. They bought a lot higher. We know this. Okay, so let's move on. So these miners have 90 terahash per second and 3.1 kilowatt of energy. So when they are all deployed here, I think this is gonna happen until end of 2022. They will have 81,000 end miners, and most of them will be the S19 series with high efficiency. And they will use like 257 megawatts of energy. So this is really a lot of energy they will use here. Okay, so this is a big miner purchase. So I think Riot want to catch up with Mara. I think Mara will have them a little bit earlier. They tell us they will have that at the end of Q1 2022. And here they say Riot in October 2022. But it's a strong commitment, and I don't think they buy the miners because they think Bitcoin will go down. I think they know what's going to happen, and they are preparing for the future. And I think this chip shortage will continue through the next few years, because all over the world, not only the mining industry, the computer industry, the car industry, all need these chips. So it's very important to secure now these big orders, and that's what Riot is doing. So I really like this strategy here. Make these big purchases now, buy these miners cheap, and then make a lot of money with these miners. Okay, then we have this operational update from Argo Blockchain. I really like this transparency from Argo. They were the first one with this operational update, and now other miners are following. That was really good leadership here. So they mined 165 Bitcoins and Bitcoin equivalents. So I was expecting a little bit more, but it's still a very high number. So, and they mined like 387 BTC in Q1. So that is very good. And what's even better is that they have a gross mining margin of 84% in March. So this is ridiculous. And they have a revenue of 9.1 million US dollars, which mean that if you multiply these numbers with 12 for 1 year, you will get like a gross profit of 90 million US dollars. And for example, if you multiply this with a PE ratio of 30, and this is without the Bitcoin holdings here, because they have the Bitcoin holdings of 764 and they increase, and they will also generate income additional. But if you calculate this 90 million, so if we have 12 months like this, 90 million with a PE ratio of 30, you will get to a market cap of 2.7 billion US dollars. And I think Argo is right now at 1.2, 1.3 billion. So it's already right now very undervalued in my opinion. And when we expect that Bitcoin will rise even further, and if you're invested in these stocks, I think you believe this, because if not, you should not be in crypto stocks. I mean, it's all about growth in these stocks here. So in my opinion, these companies are right now very undervalued. Not only Argo, all the others too. And at some point, we will see this revaluation. We have seen this before. This time it takes a little bit longer. Because they really is successful to hold Bitcoin right now below 60,000. But when we break this line, then we will see these miners flourish again. Okay, so nice update here. So they have 764 Bitcoins on the balance sheet. So that was approximately the number I had in my BMXI model. So it's growing very fast here, the holdings, and that's very important. Also, Hive gave us an update about Q3. They have, at the end of March, they had like 320 Bitcoins and over 20,000 Ethereum on the balance sheet. So that is very nice. Overall, that's a value of cryptocurrencies of 60 million US dollars. And they have a lot of cash of 36 million. So I don't know whether they sold some coins or they sold some stocks. I think the stocks are stable. I think they're at 368 million shares outstanding. So maybe they sold some coins here when there was some peak or so. I don't know, but they have a lot of cash right now on the sideline here. Yeah, which makes it possible to get to 3 exahash within the next 12 months. I mean, they disclosed like 2.57 exahash or something like this for Bitcoin mining, and they want to have another like a little bit more than 400 petahash in the next 12 months. So I think they will buy some more miners to get to this 3 exahash, and that's really big in my opinion, because they are the biggest or the only publicly traded Ethereum miner. I think Hut8 will follow soon. And they have a big disclosed hash rate in Bitcoin. So Hive is really a big company. It's a whale in this business. And yeah, I'm really excited for the future of Hive blockchain. And this was the first publicly traded miner in the world, as I think. It was the first miner I was invested more than 3 years ago. At October 2017 or so, I started to invest in this company. Yeah, it's a long journey, and yeah, I really like this company. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, then we have Digihost. Digihost announces a 25 million Canadian dollar private placement with institutional investors. Okay, guys, so the timing could be better for this because the stock was very low. And first of all, the positive stuff is that some institutional investors are buying again. So that means that they have trust in this company and they think this company has a huge growth potential. That's why they're buying here. But yeah, the discount here, I mean, it's at 2.14 Canadian dollars. I think we should have wait for the next leg up or so to make this dilution. But you know, these institutional investors, they don't want to pay much. So I think that's the deal here. So we have another dilution here. And I hope they know what they are doing with the money. I mean, I had a call with the CEO 2 weeks ago or so. They want to grow big. They have now this power plant with 60 megawatt. They purchased this gas-fired power plant, so they have some capacity of 100 megawatts soon, and they need a lot of miners. And to buy miners, you need a lot of cash, and I think that's why they are doing this here. Furthermore, they want to hodl the bitcoins. They don't want to sell the bitcoins. They hodl them, and that's why you need cash too, to pay these electricity bills and to pay the staff and all these things. Yes, so I'm thinking about, the stock is right now below 2 Canadian dollar 14, so I'm thinking about increase my position in Digihost, because the market cap is right now approximately 100 million US dollars. So this is very cheap, and when I think, he's saying that the goal is to have 3 exahash next year or something like this. I mean, if they can get this 3 exahash, I mean, 100 million is nothing. So there could be huge opportunity. I mean, there are some risks here with these companies. We know this. But I think there's not a lot more downside anymore for this company. So yeah, I think I will increase my position here soon. Let's move on. Then we have Upstream Data. So there are no specific news here about this company, Upstream Data. It's a Canadian company, and they are very big here in this flare gas. They use this flare gas to generate Bitcoin. So they were very, very early here. I'm following this company since a while, and I think the founder and CEO, it's Justin Barber. He has always some cool tweets on Twitter there. And he said that they have now running around more than 100 operations in Canada and the US. So this flare gas thing, it's not small anymore, this Bitcoin mining. So they're mining a lot of Bitcoins. This looks a little bit smaller, these operations, than, for example, the potential for Validas. So with this gas turbine with 35 megawatts, so that's bigger. But you can see here, for example, you can see these big motors here. They burn the gas, generate the electricity, and then we go into these containers here and generate the Bitcoins there. So that's a very nice modular solution here. I really like this company. Here are a lot of pictures here. So they tell us they have 100 operations there. So that's a big deal, a big business. And I mean, is there something better you can do to use this flare gas, which otherwise would have been burned and pollute the environment, to generate bitcoins out of this. So I mean, this is such a great solution in my opinion. And yeah, I would invest in this company here, Upstream Data, but it's not a publicly traded company as I'm aware of. Yeah, I really like this company here because yeah, they were very early to see this potential, and we know that others are now following. Like Bitfury wants to go into flare gas, Hut8 wants to go there, and so on. So yeah, that's a big potential here. Yeah, then we have Pluto digital assets. We know that Argo Blockchain holds a 25% or so of Pluto. So that seems like a very interesting company here. They have major digital assets like BTC, ETH, Avi, DOT, Kusama, Link, and yeah, they have these strategic investments into different DeFi stuff here. They have early stage investments. So it looks very similar, the strategy, to KR1. And I think Pluto is going to be a very big company. It's going to be interesting when they will have this IPO. Some people speculate that it's going to be in May. So this is definitely a company we should follow here. This could be a nice competitor to KR1. Maybe with a little bit more public investor relations or something like this. Yeah, we will see. Okay, let's move on. So let's talk a little bit about the difficulty here. So the next one is estimated in 8 days. So we're close to the half of this difficulty cycle here of 2 weeks. And yeah, it seems like the difficulty will not rise significantly. So it's right now forecasted at 0.5%. So that's good for the miners. We also can see that, yeah, we have this drop here to 56,000, which is still very high for a Bitcoin miner. A very nice price here. And we can see that the profitability is still high. It's at 35 cents per day per terahash. In Ethereum, close to 10 cents per day per mega hash. So nothing happened here for these companies. Yeah, and I will show you here something. This is the data here. For example, for Bitfarms, they should have like 1.2 exahash, like 70 megawatts, 4 cents here in electricity. So the profit per month here is calculated at 9.25 million US dollars. So the profit per year, the gross profit, is 112 million. So yeah, let's reduce this by 10 or 20 million. Let's go to 90 million or so in profits, because you have some fixed costs, the financial expenses and all this stuff. So yeah, minus 20 million here, you have 90 million. Right now, if you multiply this with a PE ratio of 30, I told you would be at 2.7, 2.8 billion US dollars. And the company is way below 1 billion US dollars. So they are traded at a PE ratio right now of 10 or something like this. So I really think their market is not understanding the potential of these miners, because if Bitcoin goes higher, for example, to 200 or 300,000 or so, you never know, maybe it's 100,000, 200, 300,000, these profit margins will go through the roof. I mean, they are already very, very high. They're like 80% or more. And yeah, the hash rate cannot increase like 100% within 1 month or so. It can increase like maybe 10 to 20% maximum per month. I don't think so, but yeah, that's what is possible. But the price of Bitcoin can increase. There's no limit for the Bitcoin price, especially with all the money printing. So I think a lot of people will regret it in the future to miss out these big opportunities. But it's always in these early stages. I personally think we're very in the very beginning of a new industry, which is happening right now. When you go 20 years back to the beginning of the internet, or 25 years with Amazon and so on, it was not easy for these companies. They had huge drops in the stocks, and people say, okay, this is dead and so on. And now these are the biggest companies in the world. I think this could happen to blockchain companies too. Some of them, not for all, that's for sure. But I think we're very, very early, and a lot of people don't understand what they're doing here. They heard that these companies have potential, but then when they drop, they sell again in panic. That's why you really need to understand the fundamentals about this stuff, and then you will feel very safe investing in these companies. And a good start is always plan B here, which says Bitcoin has been stuck around 55k since February 19th. I guess we need some consolidation around this magical number. We can't give in their coins to strong hands. Long-term trend, 200-week moving average, does not care, goes up every day. So you can see here on the long-term scale here, everything is fine. We had in the last 6 months or 5 months, every month a nice increase in price. So we will see how this plays out in April. Yeah, but he says the coins are moving from weak hands to strong hands. And that's what I think is happening too. Because, yeah, a lot of people are moving right now into altcoins because they think they maybe have a bigger potential. I think this is a risky play, but yeah, you can do what you want. And then there are the fearful people. They think, okay, maybe the bull run is over. I sell now all, and yeah. Yeah, you never know. When you look at the old cycles here, it was always like 10x increase or even more. That's no guarantee that this happens too. Right now we have like a 3x increase from 20,000 to 60,000. For me, there's, yeah, the probability is higher that we go a lot higher in this bull run, but there's always no guarantee for this. Okay, guys, so yeah, we will see how this plays out here with this support line here. Maybe we drop here down to this line or even lower. But yeah, don't be fooled. There are a lot of whales there. They want to buy these cryptos, they want to buy Bitcoin, and they want to buy these stocks here because they missed out in the last year when they were very cheap. Yeah, they were not in these companies when they had this huge increase in December, January, February. So they don't want to miss this again. That's for sure. Please keep that always in mind. Okay, guys. So thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.